Hey everybody, welcome back. This is RC Mechanic, and today we're going to do a little paint tip. I actually posted a picture of this on Instagram and Facebook. Some may call this a complete failure, but I call it a beginning. And I'm going to show you why I call it that. Because when it comes to painting, there are many ways you can fix your screw-ups. In this situation, we're going to go through and see about cleaning up all this goober here and here and here. The other one is actually worse, and I did this intentionally. Okay, just so we could show, I could show you what you could do if you screw up, how to fix it. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves some fine sandpaper. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that. Alright, so I got some wet sandpaper here. It's actually used, but it'll work for this. And I also got a gray Scotch-Brite pad. Either one will work. What we want to do is basically, with the Scotch-Brite, you could do like the bigger areas right down in here. And with the sandpaper, you may want to use that, like a corner of it, to get the close edge right here. So I'll just show you how this works on the let's show you on the really bad one. Alright, so all you gotta do is just slightly scuff it up, and you'll see as you do that how it cleans up the line. See, like there's that bottom line, it's mostly gone already. It ends up being more work if you're real nitpicky about your modeling skills. You know, all I'm trying to do here is show you this so you don't go beat yourself up. Alright, so this here Scotch-Brite pad is really fine, probably a little bit too fine. But what we got here is, well, here's some 400, right? It should knock it down a little quicker, but still got to be kind of careful. You don't want to take too much of the plastic off. You want to go up underneath this edge, like I was saying. If you use the corner, if you fold it in half and take the corner and get up in there. So you can see it's kind of scuffed right there, right? And that's, you're probably freaking out right now going like, well, I don't like that really. But there's something else we can do to fix that. Now in this case, I don't want it to be perfect anyway. So if any of these lines end up not being, you know, like seeing faded or anything like that, that's fine, because that gives it kind of a weathered look. So I'm just showing you on this one. And what I use here is model paint, which isn't the best paint anyway. If you run into a case where you got, you know, you had done it a little bit too thick, you can always take a hobby knife right here and just kind of like scrape it a little bit. Just take it to the side and scrape it out. If the hobby knife won't get it, it probably means that there's a curve to this. So we'll just continue with that. Like I say, you can take the hobby knife and just kind of scrape away at it. because I got it kind of thick up in here. And kind of, you know, position it in a way that's comfortable for you. Alright, so this is the new one. So you can see the lines are pretty clean right now. And I can take like, instead of firing up an air compressor or whatever, I have a can of compressed air. I use this to blow that off. Alright, so yeah, here's the compressed air right here. We'll just, as you can see now, the lines are pretty clear. I'm going to go do this other one, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so as you can see, both of these look a lot better. They are roughed up pretty well. The other thing a person could do is, if you wanted to really define that line, take some black paint and just kind of run along the edge. Be careful not to have too much paint on the brush. You just want enough to get a definitive line. But like I said, in this case, I don't want to do that. This, you know, we're going to go with a slight weathered look. And another thing, speaking of weathering, if you make a mistake, easiest thing to do to fix it would be weather it. You know, spray some, you know, wipe some other stuff on it. However, you're going to still want to get the majority of the paint that's on the outside there off. Alright, so I'm just going to take this bag right here, because it's here, and I'm going to grab some matte clear, and I'm just going to matte clear this just to make it, just to get them scratches out of there. I have a few of these bags around. We can use that. Move this stuff out of the way. Back here. You're probably wondering when I'm ever going to get done with the 87 Toyota. I wasn't going to do 80 painting at all, but then I decided, why not? Alright, let me grab that clip. Okay, so they're not perfect, but there you are. And I'm happy with that, because I did not want this to be perfect anyway. However, you know, it is what it is. It's a lot better. Before I started with the RC hobby, I actually did a lot of static modeling. If you don't know what static modeling is, it's basically, you know, have you ever done like a battleship or warplanes or things like that, and you go into doing details on them. That's what that is. Me, what I did was spaceships, like, you know, Star Trek, Star Wars, things like that. That was my thing. And I've had, while doing that, just painting, I've had projects take me well over a year to complete. But, you know, didn't have to do that. It was, it matters What mattered was how detailed I wanted to get. And when I was doing that, I was super picky. I would like go through and watch like the videos and see what kind of different nuances there were in the body fuselage of these ships, and go from there. And then a lot of times I ended up mixing my own paint. You know, I'll take, you know, well, let's say for instance we got yellow and red, you know, mix it together to come up with your own custom color. I've done things like that. You may see me doing something like that here in the future, but for the most part, I haven't done it for years, okay? And I used to have a lot steadier hand. So, but even when I did have a steady hand, I would screw up. So I came up with different ways to fix the screw-ups. All right, and let's see. The other parts of this I'm going to probably detail. I may do, since I going with a red trim theme, is that on this here, like the AC vents, I may like do a border, red trim border around it. I've decided to not do the seats. I'm going to leave them alone because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll leave them alone. Maybe I'll make seat cover for it. I don't know. So anyway, coming up next in this video, we'll be fixing the windshield that's loose on the TFL Racing Bronco. Alright, so last segment of this video I said I was going to build brackets for this windshield. Alright, well, a lot has happened between then and now. And what has happened is, well, I thought I would take this thing on its maiden voyage, first run, whatever. New crawling park that we, my best friend and I, my wife, found in Texas. Didn't even get off the tailgate. So, the question is, did I fail or did the truck? Alright, so what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to take this body off, and which is about 10 screws, and take that motor off, and looks like I may have a pinion spurgear mesh problem. So we're going to take a look at that. We're going to pop this body off, and then we'll get back to the windshield. Okay, so looks like that was a failure on this one. The truck did exactly what it was supposed to. What happened was I did not tighten down the slipper clutch right here. So this motor was spinning, this wasn't doing much. So I tightened that thing down, and actually the way I do this may not be like everybody else, but when I do the slipper clutch, I tighten it all the way down. Alright, so I did that. I reset the mesh on the gears. It's got a couple burrs from when the slipper clutch was loose, so it's got a couple rust spots. Hopefully it'll work its way out. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and throw this back in, and see you in a second, and we'll take care of that windshield. Alright everybody, I did get the windshield put secured. However, I chose not to make any brackets because when I drilled a hole here and here, and I thought, well, wonder if I just run a zip tie through there. So I found these really small zip ties out of one of my Hobby Wing speed controllers. You know, the ones you get are really small. And put one of them on there. And not only the windshield is nice and secure, it's not flopping around. This is nice and tight. Alright. And I did get the transmission all put back together, so this thing should be ready to hit the rocks next time. I'm pretty confident that it'll do it. Alright, so with that, I did get the engine bay for the 87 Toyota put together. I don't have that truck out here right now. Actually, I have 3 of them inside because as it's getting colder, you know, paint just don't want to dry, and When it gets below 40 degrees out here, my heater just won't keep up. So I've done all that inside. I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. There is always a lot more detail that a person could do with this, but you know, for now, I think it'll do, right? And I don't really expect to have the hood open on it that often. So, the great thing I think is that these wheel wells, they're right in here. They kind of make a wheel well. If you wanted to extend it down, it wouldn't be such a big deal. You could have full wheel wells in front, right? So yeah, you know, I could put like you know, the spark plug wires on, radiator hose coming from the thermostat neck here up to the radiator, things like that. But you know, if I felt like doing that, I figure I could do that later down the road. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I can't wait to get it out. You know, I was pretty disappointed last time, but hey, that's the way it rolls. All right, so remember this year. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like. Remember to leave a comment. If you have any comments on anything on this video, please feel free. My videos are taking longer to make, so you know, there may not be like 3 a week, but hopefully they're better quality, right? So anyway, this is RC Mechanic. Keep building, keep fixing, fabricate and create. That's what it's all about. Remember to subscribe. It's free. Thank you.